It's now been exposed that the so-called democratic governments around the world, specifically Canada, have been secretly spying on their citizens without permission just so that they could control the anti-lockdown movements. Yeah, it's about public health. It's not about state control. It's not about being able to completely mandate everything that you want. These guys, when they came into power, people like Trudeau and people like Macron and all these others who came on the platform of centrist liberalism, or whatever they were calling themselves at the time, moderates, they all end up being authoritarian because any globalist agenda, and the word globalist has become some sort of weird insult or something, it's an actual ideology. And there is a difference in globalism and internationalism. You could be an internationalist, like me, be in favor of free trade as a concept and things like that, and cooperation. Globalism, in favor of globalist institutions and international communities like the WF and even the UN or EU, that's too far. We now have this new video reports showing that the Canadian government, and many others as well, have been spying on their people secretly so they could control the anti-lockdown sentiment.
The Public Health Agency of Canada confirmed media reports just before Christmas that it had secretly accessed location data for 33 million mobile devices to monitor the movement of Canadians.
33 million Canadians and their phones and the mobile devices in general. So I'm guessing that also includes tablets and iPads. This is going too far.
That number represents roughly 87% of the population who were spied on without any knowledge that the government was accessing their data. Public Health Agency of Canada officials were forced to admit this had occurred after a request for proposal was published with a call for interest in continuing a program of collecting data for up to 5 more years.
Up to 5 more years. And they were forced to admit. So this is not some sort of theory. They were forced when it gets revealed, just like what happened with Snowden. When eventually that's that different level, that's deeper level, because Snowden had to become a whistleblower to expose a similar thing, but on a deeper level. When the Obama government was completely going to monitor everything that people were doing in America, and of course Snowden became the bad guy because that's how it works, and that's one issue. But then you have all these like regular everyday surveillance that keeps happening. When you have the American government spying on Germans and the Germans are spying on America and they're supposed to be allies, that's one thing. But then when they end up spying on their own people, that becomes quite scary. And there's always this like authoritarian side that keeps saying, if you have nothing to hide, then you have nothing to scare of. It's not about that, is it? Do you realize the power that they have if they have access? Power is information. And if you have access to information and knowing everything about everyone, you could take advantage of it. And if not you, the next day, the next group of people being in charge, that's the real threat. And your enemies. What if the Chinese Communist Party or the others, or the Iranians or the North Koreans, they don't have the data, if they hack the systems and they get access to everything that we have, who's going to protect us from them? This guy? The rubbish Justin Bieber? No, he can't do that. We have to call it out and we have to stop this because there are a lot of issues going on with British state, the American government and all the others. Just make sure that there's scrutiny and transparency. And I know there's some stuff that has to be obviously secret when it comes to the state, national security. I get that, but not when it comes to civil liberties. I don't know what you guys think. Let me know in the comment section. I'm going to come back. Thanks again for watching. I'm Tousi and we are the media.